4 books every YouTuber should read. Coming right up. Stick with us. Alright, I'm trying something new here on the channel. I love to read, and I have gotten such inspirational messages. I've understood myself and my story better thanks to some books that I've read, and there are some books where I've read something and I've immediately had to run to the nearest computer or pick up my phone to make a change and an improvement to my YouTube channel. Even books that on the surface seem to have nothing to do with YouTube. So these are 4 books that I recommend every YouTuber should read that's actually not about YouTube. I want to start off by talking about Andrew Matthews, and all the books I'm going to be speaking about today, there's going to be affiliate links down below for Amazon US, so you can find them easily and check them out if you're interested. Get the digital copy, get the audiobook if they have one, whatever works for you. But these are 4 books that I think can be life-changing in the life of a YouTuber. So first off, Andrew Matthews. I really like his book Being Happy. I got Follow Your Heart here. Both of those are really good. Similar sort of message. It's about understanding a lot of things about how to live a happier life, which is fantastic. Do you really want to tune into a YouTuber who's just depressed all the time, who has a negative message? Is that something that people really like to binge that content? Probably not. If you want to be happier and a little bit more positive, and it also helps, I find, a little bit with confidence as well. It taught me how to accept a compliment. If we're going to be YouTubers, we want success, and when we succeed, we might get that positive feedback. And for some of us, that can be a little awkward when someone comes up and says these wonderful things. It's nice to hear, but then what do you say? What do you do? One of the things Andrew Matthews talks about is that a compliment is like a gift, and you don't refuse a gift. When I read that, it blew my mind, and it made receiving compliments so much easier for the rest of my life, or at least so far. So it's fantastic. It has a bunch of animation and comedy in it that really helps make the point, but it also talks about things like your self-thoughts and your self-speak. Some people find themselves constantly late, and they say, I'm always late, I'm always late. By saying that, you're reinforcing the negative. What if you could take that and replace it with a more positive message? One of the mantras that I've personally developed from the books of Andrew Matthews is, whatever I do, I end up making money. And it's become so incredibly true. It's the target fixation. You go where you look, and your focus determines your reality. So he explains it better than I ever could. I highly recommend you pick up 1 or 2 of his books. Very positive, very happy. Whether it's about YouTube or not, it can change your life for the better. So I strongly, strongly recommend that. On to our second book, and let me know in the comments, is this a segment you'd like to see more of? Would you like to see more book recommendations as it pertains to YouTube? Let me know, and maybe I'll see about doing some more. Book number 2 is Start With Why by Simon Sinek. Now, what Simon talks about is understanding and putting your why at the center of everything you do. As YouTubers, over the course of your YouTube career, you're going to be facing hundreds, if not thousands, of choices. Do I make this video or that video? How do I respond to that comment? Do I take this deal or that deal? And it can be difficult, especially if you want to have authenticity in what you do. And study after study shows that's what audiences want. They want an authentic experience. They want people to tell the truth. As I am with these books, I'm talking about my personal experience. Might not work for you. Made a big difference for me. So when you talk about why, and I talk about this in my live streams all the time, so if you have an important why, if you are trying to help people or carry a message of hope and positivity, something, people identify with that on an emotional level. And that's when you begin to find your true fans out in the world, because they believe what you believe, and then they'll watch everything you do because they believe in your cause. What is your cause? If you're watching this video, you want to succeed at YouTube. I think that's a safe assumption. You put effort into it. You wake up, you get off your butt, you grab that camera, the microphone, whatever you've got, you film, you edit, you upload, you promote, you do all those things. Why? What's driving you? It's not just what you do. If you're a gamer, A third of YouTube is gamers. Anyone can go watch any gamer anywhere. How are you going to break through in that incredibly competitive space? If you have an important why behind it, maybe you're raising money for Child's Play charity, and so you're trying to help children's hospitals worldwide through like gaming. Their tagline is Gamers Give Back. It's a charity that I support. If you go up to someone and you say, and they ask, hey, what are you doing? And be like, oh, I'm trying to raise money for Children's Hospital. I do that by playing games online, raising awareness of a charity, and last year I helped raise $900, $2,000, whatever the number might be. That is intriguing. The person constantly asks, I want to know more. And I've been supporting the Mario Marathon for years, which supports Child's Play charity, and so I've had a lot of experience explaining this to people. And it was hard, because I started by saying, sometimes I tried to brag. Last year we raised $75,000 for children's charity. And they're like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then they might be interested. But if you're just talking about, hey, we raised $75,000, they're like, good for you. Fine, what do I care, right? And I've tried to explain it to a lot of people over the years, to CEOs even. And I find when I start with why, after having encountered Simon Sinek's books, that's when I was able to explain it very quickly. And instead of trying to defend what sounded crazy, you play video games for children's hospitals? What? Huh? No, I'm not talking to you. Instead of having to justify myself and explain myself, when I start with why, trying to, make hospital experiences more palatable for kids. When they're less miserable in hospital, they have better outcomes, psychologically and physically. They want to not just know more, they want to be a part of it. Where's the website? How do I donate? What can I do to support it? Can I tweet to support it? Those are the sorts of responses I get. And that's all thanks to Start With Why, Simon Sinek, an excellent read. He's also got Find Your Why, Leaders Eat Last, other great books. I highly recommend you check it out. Again, we've got the links to Amazon in the description. So, okay, you're a little bit happier. You know your why. You've got your purpose. What comes next? What I recommend next is You Are Awesome. One of the important ingredients to any successful YouTuber who appears on camera themselves, or even if they're just doing a commentary, a voice, something, is their confidence and their comfort with themselves. If you're comfortable in your own skin, then you can just talk. That's what I'm doing right now. I don't have a script. I'm just talking about these books that I love and that have helped me as a YouTuber. And so this really helps reinforce some of those things that you can do to build your confidence and to look at yourself and your life experiences and change in a positive light that empowers you and increases your comfort, your confidence, and then once you're comfortable and confident, that's where the charisma starts to come through, hopefully. So highly recommend You Are Awesome, also linked in the description. So we've got that. All right, we're happy. We know what we care about and are passionate about, and we're confident. What's next? Well, let's say you're starting to grow your channel. You're getting a bit of an audience. Now let's start talking brand deals. Let's start talking sponsored content. Let's start talking collaborations. Now, in order to pull any of those off, you need to negotiate. And where do you go to negotiate? How about the FBI's top hostage negotiator? Right here, Chris Voss. Never Split the Difference. Fantastic book. I kid you not, what I learned on page 3 changed my life. 3 pages in, it is right there. Right there. All of my negotiations got easier by page 3. And they got even better, more profitable, and easier for me the further I got through the book. So if you're not sure, how do I negotiate with someone about my value? How do I seal the deal? How do I get that sponsorship sorted? This is about negotiating for hostages, life or death situation. This isn't, your sponsored YouTube video. But the tips and tricks and even just like the actual questions and phrases that you can just straight up use from the book makes it so much easier. I get bombarded with messages. I run the Small YouTubers Boost Facebook group. Hundreds of thousands of YouTubers, and I get a lot of private messages, and they stressed me out. They wasted my time. They were always demanding things. They were always asking things. And I tried to be polite, and I tried to be patient, and it was incredibly hard. And so sometimes, I kept my cool, and sometimes people reached out with good things, but a lot of it was just demanding, demanding, demanding. And I didn't realize until I read this book that I was in a negotiation. And that's very different. That's very different. And so as soon as I started using the phrase on page 3 and beyond, it got so much better. I was able to convince people who were violating YouTube's fake engagement policy and doing sub for sub and had been for some time, and they were fully committed to it, to give it up. I convinced them to give it up and explain to them what was wrong with that approach, that it violates the terms and your channel can get shut down and all of those things. And then they started asking me, well, what can I do? And then when I made suggestions, and I referred them to things like TubeBuddy, which is a product that changed my life when I found it, they were open to it. And they were like, okay, all right, I've got it. Now, how do I install it? How do I set it to incognito? All this stuff. And so then instead of them just demanding, hey man, share my channel, sub to me, subscribe to me, suddenly we were having this collaborative back and forth, and I was helping them understand how the system works, how they don't need to cheat the system to succeed, and how cheating will never get them success. And then we were able to work together in a way that was also beneficial to me. It wasn't so combative. It took the stress completely out of it. So now, when I go and I sit down and I reply to some messages, I keep this in mind. I don't just keep this in mind. I keep this next to me on the desk. And it kind of becomes fun and profitable, which is quite helpful. So that is highly, highly recommend this. I can't recommend it enough. And again, the link is in the description. It's super useful. And there you have it. Those are 4 books that I strongly recommend all YouTubers give a read. I think you'll benefit from this. And again, none of them talk about YouTube. This is about life. This is about negotiations, about knowing yourself, expressing yourself, and finding connections with people. And that's how you truly grow an audience that sticks with you across whatever you're doing. And I think lead a happier, more profitable life. How fantastic is that? So I hope you check them out. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have you read any of these? What books would you recommend to YouTubers or just people in general? Please put that in the comments and let me know. Would you like to see more videos like this, or is this a crazy one-off? I don't know. I love these books. I'm passionate about it. I'm excited about it. Maybe this video was for me, but if you got anything out of it, that's great. Let me know if you check them out, if you like them. I'd love to hear back. And if you like this video at all, please give it a like. It helps other people find it. As well, if you're not already subscribed with notifications turned on, I highly recommend you do it. On this channel, I will frequently go live and do free channel reviews, consultations, tutorials, Q&A, answering your questions, helping your channel grow specifically. And it's all free. But you gotta join us early in chat. I go chronologically in chat. It's the only fair way to do it. The earlier you're there, the more chance your request will get responded to. So if you have notifications turned on, you get the notification, the email, whatever. You join us early, speak up in chat. Hopefully I can help you out. Really appreciate it. And also check out the other videos on the channel. I review a lot of different low-cost gear for YouTubers that are just starting out or looking to up their game one level. And I've got a lot of TubeBuddy tutorials, Photoshop tutorials, how to make thumbnails, all sorts of great stuff. So please check it out. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video and hopefully the next live stream. Thanks for watching.